If it even torments you in your sleep. Dreams shouldn't be taken lightly. They can have real meaning, however hard they are to understand. What strikes you as the most important part of your dream?
The sword. The last thing Pa forged before they murdered him. It might sound strange, but I feel his soul won't find peace until that sword is back in our family.
It doesn't sound strange at all. And swords are a symbol of kings. It could mean power and responsibility, or war and ruin. After all, a sword has two edges, and it depends who's wielding it.
Thanks, Pavlina. I never thought of looking at it like that. It's a lot to think about.
You're welcome. But remember, it's only my reading. The only one who can really understand you is you yourself.
I expect you're right. So in the end, all the hard work will be on me. But this is all too much heavy thinking at once. Right now, what I need more is a little sunshine and fresh air.
Aye, that's the best remedy for many ailments. And a full stomach will help too. Breakfast is on the table, and I've got something else for you too. Come along. And we must save Ma from the clutches of his lordship.
I really need to eat. Something.
Look who's finally up! Henry! Come and join us! Good morning, Henry. Come join our banquet in the midst of these exquisite...
I'm glad to see you too. I see you're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who is at death's...
All the more cause for merrymaking! Even this water now tastes like the finest...
Of course. I did bring it all the way from the spring.
And for that, I am in your debt. And I'm grateful to you too, Henry. Bojena told me what happened here yesterday. That's the third time. I suppose I'll have to give you some...
The third time? What in God's name happened the first 2 times?
Now, Henry, don't make her beg. Tell this good maiden of your heroic deeds.
Well, there was this time when me and Hans had some fisticuffs in the tavern, and for punishment, I had to accompany him on the hunt.
And I shot a boar.
I made it mad. And when Hans chased after the wounded animal, he got caught by a Cuman patrol.
Humans?
They come from somewhere in Hungary. Sigismund brought them here to Bohemia as mercenaries. They're a very dangerous bunch.
I told you about them, though. The fellas in the tavern in Zheleov were saying there's some foreigners like that camping in the rocks down by the pond.
What?
It's just what I heard.
Whoa, that's all we need. I hope they don't turn up here. What could us two do alone against them?
What could they want from us? But if they did come here to rob us, I'd shoot enough arrows into them to make them think twice. But the thing I want to know is, how did it end up with young Sir Hans?
Well, as I said, they took him captive.
Well, there must have been 10 of them. I hadn't a chance.
You must have been seeing double. As I recall, there were 2.
That just proves how well you can count. Besides, they were armed to the teeth and had bows and armour. It might as well have been 10.
Whatever. Anyway, with a bit of luck, I managed to free Sir Hans.
Why the modesty? You got them. Maybe a stroke of luck, but as we know, al dentes...
Fortuna juvat.
See now, you've finally learned it.
What?
It's just this kind of motto of ours. Fortune favours the bold.
Maybe they're really telling the truth about who they are. Who but a lord or a priest could know Latin? And priests they ain't. I can tell.
And as I recall, you already got a pony from Uncle Hanush as a reward for saving me. Your pebbles. So I'll save myself a few groschen.
But you know...
For Talmberg? What was that about then?
The foe took the castle by subterfuge, and we planned a counterattack.
Under the cloak of darkness, we scaled the mighty walls of Talmberg Castle to get inside and open the portcullis to our brothers in arms who were poised and ready to attack.
And we almost succeeded. Only, along the way, Sir Hans here took an arrow to his noble seat.
Seat? He got shot in the backside.
My upper thigh, actually.
Backside it was. But that's no joke either. It's not easy to run with an arrow stuck in your arse. If I hadn't carried him...
I admit it, you saved my arse.
Well, now, as far as I can tell, it really was his backside and not his thigh. I examined Hans and saw the scar for myself. But I reckon you paid off part of your debt the other day, sir.
Yeah, true. I'll never forget you for dragging me all the way here from the lake.
You're quite welcome. The Lords of Lipa do not leave their friends in the lurch.
Do tell. What else did the 2 of you encounter?
Quite a lot of things. But I'm afraid we don't have much time for storytelling right now. We came here on an important mission, and we cannot afford to... We have to get to Trotsky as soon as we can. How far is it from here?
Not far. Once you climb the hill above Zheleov, you'll see the castle.
All right. I think we should get on our way as soon as possible.
Bozhena, I don't know how to thank you for all this.
But I do. Once we've settled our business with von Bergov, I shall reward you as befits a knight. You have my word of honor.
Now you've got me curious. I never got a knight's word before.
For a start, you can leave me that axe and spade. We can't manage without them.
Yes, of course. And thanks for everything you've done, Bozhena.
I have something for you, Henry. Ma had trouble because of you, but I know you didn't do it on purpose. And I want to thank you for that. Take this potion. It will help when you're in... It's not all that hard to brew. With a bit of practice, you...
Thanks, Pavlena. This'll come in handy.
No doubt. But we'd better...
Hans is right. We're very glad we met you. And we're obliged, God bless you.
And you too, sirs.
I really need
As
to
Henry
eat something.
says, may God bless you for your generosity and your healing arts. And you have rightfully earned the gratitude of the House of Lipa for all time. If you should ever find yourself in need, the doors of Perkstein shall always be open to you.
Thank you, sir. Though, I'm not sure I could find the way to Perkstein. Hopefully we'll never need to take up your... Sorry for coming late, Ma. See you soon, my friend.
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk.
What about the rest of our company? Could someone else have got away?
You saw for yourself. They didn't stand a chance. But you're right, we shouldn't just leave it at that. As soon as we get to Trotsky, I'll make sure they get a proper Christian burial and their souls find peace.
And when we get back to Ratai, we'll have a mass served for them.
You're right. They were damned good lads. I've known Oates since childhood. Damn it.
What about Mutt? He's bound to be looking for us, and we can't just abandon him.
Henry, I like your dog, but
He saved my skin.
so did I. First Trotsky.
All right.
I'd expect no...
Hold on a bit. Before we hit the road, there's something you should know. I have a hunch that one of that band that ambushed us at the pond was... Istvan Toth.
Toth? Are you yanking my pizzle? He's long since over the hill.
I know how it sounds, but I saw him. Believe me. I'd never mistake his ugly face after all that happened.
Of course, Henry. I know you have accounts to settle with him, but that's nonsense. Toth is in Sigismund's service and is harassing his opponents. And Otto von Bergov is one of Sigismund's allies. So Toth's hardly going to attack his people. It was dark. God knows what you saw.
I saw him, the bastard, and I'll get him.
Yes, we'll surely get him one day. I promise you. And your sword, too. But I don't think either of... But I see you haven't wasted any time and found yourself a weapon to replace that sword. That's good. Come on, let's get going.
hope they've got a good physician at this castle. Or at least a barber. I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine.
And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed.
And some wine!
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, it's closed. Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord. Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanush of Lipa. Fucking shit! Fuck! You fucking cunts! Do you know who I am? No, we fucking don't! I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, heir to Ratai! Now, look here, you filthy beggar! I'm not here for your amusement, so get your stinking, ragged asses out of here on the double. The pair of you!
What's all this about? Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. Envoy...
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send two vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws, and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws. The captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days. And even if he did confirm your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir, there's a horseman approaching, in King Sigismund's colours.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you. Be gone!
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not.
Get your shitty hands off me! Look, wait. Wait, one moment!
What the fuck was that?
So now what?
There's only one thing we can do.
Have you two got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Well, she's not far off. We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
What the fuck was all that at the gate? You try to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Well, different lands, different customs.
God's holy britches.
Well, I expect they've had trouble with beggars at the castle, so they act without thinking.
Oh, really? I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
Hey, where's that beer?
Well, the first thing we have to do is get ourselves into decent shape. Have a good scrub, get some better clothes. Then they might believe we're actually messengers.
That's all very well, except we can't even pay our bill here. Never mind a visit to the baths and the tailor.
Christ, what's the hold up?
So we'll earn some.
Earn?
I'm not afraid of work. And we're gonna need every groschen we can get.
And how long will it take for you to earn a few groschen? And where will you find a decent tailor? Before we get ourselves sorted out, Sigismund will be sitting on the throne in Prague.
So what do you suggest? Going back to Ratai?
To Ratai? You just don't get it, do you? We can't go crawling back like this. We'd be a laughing stock.
A laughingstock? We were outnumbered by a gang of bandits.
Yes, and how come they got away with it? Because we camped at that fucking pond. We've got no message, no coin, nothing but our ragged arses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas, instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
It's not your fault they died. Don't blame yourself.
We have to take care of their bodies at least. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Pagenis. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Ratai with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food. About bloody time.
Here we are. Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for. When you're finished, report for work.
Cheers.
What is it? It's that woman from the pond. Or the one you gave us away for?
Fight better, that witch. Wench!
What I tell you? Feisty.
What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are. Go to her!
God be with you. A full pitcher of wine, please.
My word, that's a picture and a half. I ain't seen you here before. Who sent you? Not them nomad vagabonds, I hope.
Don't worry. I've come from the castle. I'm Catherine, and I've got the lovely job of keeping the soldiers' throats wet.
Ah, that's another matter then. Oh my. Ugh. Can you smell that too?
Oof. It stinks like something died here. Jesus, fella. That's a bit much.
Hey, youngster, if you want to go around mixing with my guests here, go and wash the stench off yourself at the trough first. Stinking up my establishment.
Is anyone you know going
I
to the
heard
wedding?
some talk
Nobody
about your
invited
captain.
me.
Oh? What was that?
That's good.
Oh, hi. Poor Captain Thomas might never get back on his feet. Him and his men were attacked by bandits. Most of them are dead.
Jesus Christ.
Lord von Berghoff is beside himself and won't allow his soldiers out the castle.
I hope my uncle don't let me
So
down.
that's why they sent you for the wine. Wait a moment then. I'll be right.
Look out!
Sorry to bother you, but I've seen you before.
Oh, eh? I don't remember. Hold on, are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
We saw each other by that pond.
What pond? I haven't been at any pond.
Yes, you were. You were attacked there by some bandits.
I have no idea what you're on about. I work at the castle, and I wasn't at any pond.
You were washing laundry, and these bandits attacked you. I was in the water, and I distracted them from you.
That's nice of you, helping some unfortunate girl. But it wasn't me.
Here's your wine. Is this vagabond bothering you?
I can handle the likes
We
of...
need to get to von Berghoff, and you're the only one who can confirm who we are.
You can't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the king's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be Samin's wedding. He'll be there.
Why you standing here like a pillar of salt?
Always.
Glad to hear it. You pair ordered a lot more than you... So you work your debt off like a...
All right.
Over there by the gate, my old man was meant to take them into the house. The second door in there leads to the pantry. You have to lay each sack on the planks. So if you just chuck it on the floor in the corner, it'll spoil. So two men can finish the work in a jiffy.
All right. For sure, it's less daunting work than fighting bandits and...
Aye, it's terrible about them bandits. Like it or not, you can't pay what you owe me. Is that clear?
All right.
Glad to hear it. Where are you actually from, if you don't mind me asking?
Scallops.
Never heard of it. I ain't been further than the back off me whole life. But I know this place inside and out.
What do you mean? Hey, innkeeper, that beer.
I heard some talk about some wedding being planned here.
Ah, nobody's talking about nothing else. Young Lord Samin is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, our Truscovitz bailiff. And it's when rich folks get married, that's a feast that's a lot different from when some tanner gets itched.
Will Lord von Berg...
How should I know what his lordship's plans are? But
I hear one of them nomads is an acrobat.
Who is this? Semin.
can't you tell by the name? The Lord of Samin. The old Jan Samin is the head of the family. There used to be a rich family. Their glories fade.
Where's the wedding going to be?
At Samin, of course. I expect old Sir Jan and our bail.
Could I get to the wedding somehow?
I don't know about that, lad. It's for invited guests only.
It seems that's really our only chance.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
If you want to find out more, there's a young Svaja there. He's the bride's brother. He can be a bit of a pain.
I'll go and discuss it with my friend.
And careful with them sacks. And what can I get for you?
And she stamps and bites when she's upset.
Oh, I feel a bit sick.
Easy, does it?
Maybe a better.
Deep breaths. We'll talk about it later.
Innkeeper, a beer!
Good day.
Taking their time again.
Good day.
Greetings to you.
Likewise, lad. I haven't seen you here before.
Well, I'm not from around here. I'm just an ordinary tradesman who minds his own business.
An ordinary trades?
I find that hard to believe. Me and Crazel have had our eye on you for a while now.
You look like beggars, but you talk like learned fellas. You two are an odd pair, all right.
Do me a favor. It's obvious they're two hard-up students, or apprentices. What do they call you, lad?
Henry of Skalitz.
Fancy yourself a noble, it seems.
So, Henry, what was it you were after?
Since you've joined us.
I'm looking for work.
And what can you do?
I can do a lot of things.
Bugger me. A blacksmith, you say? That makes two of us. And my apprentices have just vanished along with my goods, the bastards. Let's shake on it.
Why work in the smithy when you can work in my mill? The job's cleaner and less grueling.
Oi, I asked him first.
The forge reminds me too much of what happened to my folks. But I spent lots of time in Ratai Mill, too. So I know...
What? You know old Peshek? Well, I'll be damned.
You two know each other?
Why wouldn't we? How's that old rogue?
All right, I think. He pulled me out of a mess. And, taught me a lot of things.
About the thief's trade, eh? Well, don't be ashamed. We all know what millers are like.
Ah, be quiet, would you? We're not all the same. But I'd always...
Well, small world. I'll I haven't been here before.
What's there to say? It's not a bad place to live.
It's usually peaceful, thank God. I don't like too much excitement.
You've got good reason to hide, I reckon.
That's enough of your mudslinging. It's actually good to live in an estate where the Lord's away most of the time.
That's true. Just a couple of villages, rocks, fields, not even a church worth the name, in fact. That's despite Otto van Burgo being one of the kingdom's most powerful nobles. The darkest place is under the candlestick, as they say.
When his lordship isn't in these parts, his chamberlain stands in for him. Ulrich von Schaumburg's his name.
I saw him on the gate tower, when he sent us packing like beggars.
Aye, he's a right haughty bastard. On the other hand, he can be negotiated.
If you can get to him.
So it's peaceful here. Is that all?
Aye. Except there's more trade right now.
But we'll be back to our old ways in a month from...
I heard there's going to be a big wedding in these.
That's right. A big affair in some...
Everyone wants to go.
And anyone who's not invited is trying to worm their way in somehow. Not me, though. I couldn't give a toss.
Because you weren't invited, eh?
Of course I was invited. But what do I care about young Sameen and the bailiff's lass? We're all just playthings in God's hands. One day, our earth...
Trying to sound clever again, are you, Craig?
All I'm saying is that these petty affairs of men...
So that it's going to be big. Even Lord von Burgo himself is going to be at the wedding. And he hardly ever shows his face.
Could someone get to the wedding without an invitation?
Someone? You mean? Forget it, looking like that.
Well, I think it might play of light and shadow, a cloak as black as night.
What are you going on about? More Miller...
All right. I won't...
Semin's bound to keep a damn close eye on his big day. So...
Would it be possible to get to von Burgov, even though he keeps his distance from people?
I don't know. He's either locked away in his castle or traveling somewhere. And he's powerful and important. So the only chance of meeting him is at the wedding. At least for us who are invited.
And everybody will want something from him. He'll be dancing for joy, I can tell you.
So...
The best thing would be to find a job that we needed there.
Aye. There's always lots of hands needed at a wedding. As the hours pass and the guests raise their goblets, they'll lower their guard.
Bugger it! Cut the mysterious horse shit. You'll scare the lad.
Come off it. How could I scare him? If he knows old Peshek, there's it's good work at the mill. And if he does well...
I'm not so sure about that. He wouldn't be leaving anything to chance with me.
And I have other acquaintances. No.
Unless he changes his mind.
I've got to be going.
Wait, what's your story? Are you student?
You ain't, are you? You look too scruffy.
We're messengers who were supposed to deliver a letter. We set up camp down by the pond, and in the evening we were attacked by bandits. This was only through luck that we saved our skins. We lost everything, even the letter.
Can't say I'm surprised. I'd send you packing myself. But it's true, there's bandits marauding in these parts. They're getting bolder and bolder. Even attacked a patrol from the castle recently.
Aye, these are evil times. Nothing never happened like that in King Charles's day.
Farewell then, Henry.
Farewell.
Hey, innkeeper, that beer! What did I do?
So, I talked to that woman from...
So I noticed. And you took your time coming back to me. It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you.
The main thing is, she didn't...
It's definitely her, though.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk. I did get something out of her, though.
What?
Von Burgov is about to...
Sacre! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him...
Calm down. Let me finish. Young Sir Older, the son of a respected nobleman from nearby Semin Fort, is the talk of the town. An invitation only, it seems. But... there'll be lots of jobs to do for it. So we...
Why should some wedding in a shithole near Trotsky be...
Because it looks like von Burgov...
Oh, that's fantastic news, Henry. And that shouldn't be a problem, because you've got a cunning...
Like I said, there's going to be a lot of work involved in...
Work. Well, if you want. But how will you get me to the wedding?
Well, I thought we could both get jobs there.
I'm sure...
There's something else we have to sort out first.
I noticed that too.
We can work off our debt. If we both do it, we'll be...
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my no...
I'm serious.
I can't work. I'm a no...
Come on.
Maybe not now, but what about people will remember my face, and when everything's cleared up, word will get around that as if the disgrace at the gate was...
Look, we're not in any position to pick and choose, so if you want to somehow scrape your way out of this mess, you better forget your airs and graces. A bit of honest work won't kill you.
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
Would that be some aristocratic excuse?
Not so fast. It's oratores, the priests who pray, laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit and pay tax, and bellatores, the what? Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork? Or...
don't have swords, and we don't know anyone who needs protecting. So what then?
So we're fucked until someone rolls up his sleeves and gets to work. By which I mean someone of the appropriate state. In short, be so kind as to get to work. I promise I'll make it up to you.
Are you really not going to help me?
Come now, Henry. What did I tell you about Bella Torres? And I simply cannot.
Well, I'm afraid there's nothing else for it if we're to ever get out of this place. So, Lord or no...
Let them wait. Sacks. It's not long since I had to drag one sack through. And if I hadn't, that sack wouldn't be here now. I mean it, Henry.
Suit yourself, then. Right.
Well, if it makes...
How? By giving me a large estate?
That too, of course. But above all, once we're out of the worst, as soon as we have at least some gear, although, if you think about the 3 states of man, looking for lost dog...
How generous of you, Lord.
I know, my dear Henry.
When their time comes, I'll take her to the butcher. And the more I think about it, the clearer it is to me that I can't do it. We could come up with a plan to take her away. Somewhere she's out of sight. You know.
I'm going to lose a whole day just for a few sacks.
Butcher? Oof! That isn't half heavy. Oh.
Here you go.
I'm a bit...
We deceit non qui negat.
Is that supposed to be Latin?
You. Do you know what it means?
No. And I doubt you do either.
The burden of proof is on the one who declares, not on the one who denies. did you say?
It was their own fault.
What do you mean? They attacked themselves? What the fuck are you trying to say?
Everyone knows it's dangerous around Trusky. Making camp in such an...
Where else were they supposed to make camp, smart-ass?
Somewhere in...
You're the fool here.
You're gonna start as well?
Pack it in, Henry. There's no point in arguing with this yokel. He fancies himself as a military strategist.
I don't believe a word you're saying. A weed like you surviving a fight against bandits, even...
Believe what you like. And in fact, I'm willing to overlook all your insults if you apologize right now.
Did you hear?
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord...
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perks. You're starting to bore me. You...
No apology, then. It looks like...
Oh, I'm so...
What kind of pig was sitting here?
Didn't you hear? Apologize to him.
Oh, no. Reinforcements. I'm so scared. Take your numbs.
I give you a chance to apologize, and you keep insulting me. Get ready to pick up your broken teeth with
Oh, I'd like...
You scum!
Now you're gonna get it!
Yeah, don't spare him.
No, you don't.
Good.
I'll hack your ass off!
Useless.
Slice him up! Bad luck.
You won't get me. But dear old mom.
You're no match for us.
Fuck you.
Barman. Fucking hell!
Don't spare him.
Scheiße!
Ich wurde...
What are you waiting for, numbskull?
You'll never beat me, you swine!
What the hell is going on here? Grab them vagabonds!
Bastards! This will cost you dearly. Keep your mouth shut and don't make it worse. What? You behave like a spoilt brat. How dare you speak... You know, if you just shut up and done some work, we'd have coin by now and be on our way to the castle, but no, not his lordship.
You've got a nerve.
If you hadn't have played the hero, we'd have been there long since and I wouldn't have had to get you out of that mess. Oh yeah, because this isn't a mess, is it? Fuck off.
Shut up! Or you'll get a whipping too.
Just who the hell do you think you are?
I'm sorry, sir, but it's your fault what happened in the tavern.
What? Whose fault is it that we're in this fucking pillory?
I was just defending you. Should I have let that fop beat you senseless?
I only wanted him to apologise. I'd expect my right-hand man to argue my case a bit better.
What do you think I was trying to do? What an idiot I was to stand up for you.
And what good did it do? fuck off! If it hadn't been for me, we wouldn't have even been in that town. We've been in the shit right from the start because you have...
I don't believe it! You're trying to put the blame...
Who else is to blame? You're just a simple peasant who has no idea...
Hey, let's just stop all this arguing.
Fuck you! I've had it up to here with you. With you and you were supposed to make sure nothing went wrong. And how did that turn out? It was... You're fucking useless! You couldn't even keep an eye on your own mutt!
Oh, that's enough. This isn't getting us anywhere. I understand you're downcast after all that happened to us. And I can take it. But we shouldn't forget we have a job to do.
That's exactly what I'm doubting. Everything goes to shit when you're by my...
You don't really mean that.
I'm perfectly calm. You're like a ball and chain. And...
Well...
And none of the rest would have happened.
Oh, come on, Capon.
Don't you cape on me. I have to consider what to do next.
Go on, get out of my sight. What are we gonna do?
You can do as you like. You can go and carry sacks or dig latrines. I'll look after myself. I'll go and see Lord von Bergov at the wedding. I bid you farewell.
I suppose I really do need to find some job. I'll find mutt without you, you stuck-up Lord of Perkstein.
Aye, aye. You're in the right place. Over here.
What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you. I should actually be thanking...
Uh-huh. For what?
I've been begging for alms here for days. And that's thanks to you. The scene you made brought...
You're welcome.
Oh, well. Not many people can make such a strong... Now things can...
Yes, unless...
You're still alive in one piece. It's a new... Like Tomcat always says. Bruises bit...
Do you know anything more about...
They say he's a master swordsman. But a real joke...
Do you think...
No offence.
I don't want to pull wagons, but if you can handle a weapon...
Well, one of the guards tried to take him on and came back whipped like a dog, moaning like...
Well, sure. If he's that...
More like some trick he's got that our watch doesn't...
Where might I...
In the camp by the town.
Should I watch out for them?
No, I don't think so. Try not to...
I'm practically naked. Nobody's going to want to even talk to me like this.
At least you're not walking around bare-assed.
Very funny. I'd rather you tell me where I might get some clothes.
And what do you have in mind? Brocade and satin? A monk's robe? Or perhaps Sir Brunswick's armour?
What armour are you talking about? Sir Brunswick?
Oh, nothing. It's just they say a famous knight lived here who killed all the other way round. It doesn't matter. I don't...
And is the armour real?
Maybe. Maybe not.
I'd like to look distinguished. Like the proper...
After what you did here, I'd say your days...
Still, I don't want to look...
Without money, you can't deck... You'd certainly find...
Thanks. but I'd rather get my clothes honestly. I just got out of the pillory.
Well, I'm not pushing you. Just giving you a...
I really need...
I can...
How's your aunt these days? Don't even ask. That bad, is it? The last time we visited, she didn't even recognize us. She must be well over 70 now, isn't
Hey, you.
I'm Bara.
Looks like you know your way around here pretty good. You're from here, right?
I ain't.
Where are you headed?
For work. To the city. They all promised the moon, but with the city folk, it's bound...
You said you were going to a city. You mean like to Prague? Or somewhere further?
I'd like to go to Prague, but I don't know anybody there. In Kuttenberg, at least I have a cousin.
Aha.
Well, but I won't be troubling her long.
What do you want to do in the city?
I'll find something. I'm not afraid of work. I'm not half-witted. Maybe someone could use a cook or a servant.
Don't get your hopes up. The city can be a pretty dangerous...
You mean they don't hand out groschen by the bucketful? And the streets aren't full of roasted stuffed geese? I appreciate your concern, but I have to get to the city first. That's going to take me a long while yet.
Why exactly are you helping me?
Why? Why? Because you look like you need it. I've been in the ship plenty of times, and I know how appreciated a helping hand is in times like that.
You're something like...
Nah, I usually find work with someone, stay...
Then why are you begging here?
Sometimes I collect herbs for the apothecary, or help, but I'd like to go somewhere else. But on the whole, you could say...
Why?
Because they're different.
I'd like to see what their homes look like.
You can go and see them, just...
Oh well.
Don't worry, you'll manage.
Mind where you're going.
What's new in the county, Master?
I heard some project the innkeeper is probably coming up with... Well, and now he said he found...
What do you mean, more?
That we found someone I've been digging. Also, now...
Cabbage?
I and the peasants won't stop. Say, do I... And
That's not... What's new in...
I was just... He said...
What do you...
That we found... I've been digging...
What did I do to you?
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
God be with you.
What did I do to you?
Good day to you.
Greetings to you two. Doesn't it bother you walking around here like some animal?
How can I help you this fine morning?
I met the local beggar.
She's here again? Oh, confound it. But we'll get rid of her somehow, you'll see.
What?
You didn't give her any money, I hope? Rabble like that are like stray cats. Feed them once.
No, she just told me you might...
Armour? Unless you want to join the local watch, I don't think. Unless, maybe, Radovan, the blacksmith from...
But Barra told me you might know of something better.
Hold that.
What legend?
There are actually 2 legends, or even 3. Well, why are you so interested anyway?
Are you saying I don't look like a knight to you?
You? Not unless they started night in Ville. In short, they say the... I don't believe it, of course. After all...
Who exactly?
You don't know, lad. Educate yourself.
Really? How is it that I've never...
Perhaps because he never... Prince Vladislav II got the lion for our coat of arms. For help...
But you just said that...
Brunswick is just a legend. But...
Could you recount for me the legend of Brunswick?
Well, Brunswick... So he'd...
A man after my own heart.
You may think so, but his wife was none too... Her name was Ludmilla, and she begged Brunswick 100 times. Still, he loved her very much, so he took her ring and told her that unless someone came and showed her that ring... But if he failed...
Damn.
Don't skip ahead. We'll get to that. Brunswick's party set out over, and so after...
Well, considering what...
Smart. Brunswick rushed to out the lion, and together they killed... And from that time on, they were stalwart companions. Except, by then, it was already too late. His wife, Ludmilla, who had until that time valiantly resisted, but at the wedding feast, Brunswick managed to for Brunswick, that is. Not so for Ludmilla's new...
Where did Brunswick's armor come from?
It is said that George the Lion, this George, spent a lot of time with King Wenceslas.
I think I get the picture.
And it is said that one day, as a reward, only specific... Of course, it looked like Wenceslas would lay...
Well, if the king was...
Because Lord Chenyek, it's said, or...
And do you know...
Yes, lad, but I do have Sir Chenyek, who they say hid the armor, left... Do you want to hear it?
Hang on, though.
What? Besides, it's... And you won't...
And how...
I've got to take past the
The crowd... Bloody...
And you know, Sir George, I'm not too... Here. And now...
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
Greetings, Master Guard. What's new in...
Project the Inn. And he said, what do you... That we've had... I've been... Oh, now.
Cabbage?
Iron say, and that's a...
That sounds...
I met the... She's here. What?
You didn't give rabble
No.
arm unless...
But Bar... What let...
It's... There are... Why?
Oh, come now. Do a fellow scholar... I beg your pardon.
All right. In short, they say I don't...
Who... You... Really?
Perhaps Prince of But Brunswick.
Could you... Well...
Brunswick, so he...
A man...
You may earn it still, but... Don't sprung over and so after so.
Well,
sprung and from that his wife, but at the wedding feast for
where
it is said this.
I think,
and as a only of course it looked like.
Well, if the
Lord, it's said, or
and you,
yeah, but I search the.
Hang on,
what? Beside it's said, and you won't.
And how?
Wait, I've got to take past the
the crowd, bloody
and you know, sir, I'm not here, and now. Take care then, and thanks for nothing.
God be with you, neighbour.
Did Bailiff Thrush tell you?
Tell me what?
What entertainment he's got planned for the wedding?
No, but other than that, he's been babbling about the wedding non-stop.
Can't say I blame him. After all, he is marrying...
clothes on. You can't just go walking about like this.
What the hell? Du Nervensäge! Get out! Wie schade. Auf Wiedersehen.
Doesn't it bother you? Walking around like some animal.
Aye, it does. I didn't have a choice in the matter. Sorry.
Don't cause any trouble, got it? Greetings.
That's a fine maypole.
So they can't be all that bad. But that's just what they want you to think. They're the ones claiming it's in scripture. Who knows what's
Good to see you, friend.
Look out!
You think it's hard playing a few planks of wood and nailing them together? Get hold of some wood and come over. I'll be happy to help.
Would you repair? I'm here then. You said in the alehouse that you could do with a helping hand at the forge, didn't you?
I could. My last two hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. Ah, what's your name? Henry?
That's right.
You should know, Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So...
Hold your horse, you could forge me...
Sure thing.
Great.
Iron.
You can't... But if... Go over to the anvil, and let's get started. Have you taken what you need from the chest yet? Are you gonna get started then? Are you gonna get started then? Are you gonna get started then? I'm sorry. Are you gonna get started then? Then go over to the anvil and let's get started. Are you gonna get started then?
to it. I want to see how you'll fare. Get to it. I want to see how you'll fare. Get to it. I want to see how you'll fare.
What was that sound? What? You've no business here. I never want to see you here again without permission.
A large beer for me. Stop faffing about and get to work. Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up. Try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above you. Give it a pull. It works the bellows. Be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. See? That's exactly the straw color we want. You've got talent, lad. Now heat up the whole thing. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it. Damn it, Henry. Move it. Hurry up. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before. Bloody hell, what's the hold-up? I've shown you this part already. Get a move on. I'd like to get some other things done today. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. Hear that? Besides the sparks, you can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. That's the ring you want. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle to myself to keep the rhythm going. That's some nice whistling. It's easier to forge to a rhythm, isn't it? The sparks are flying nicely. There you go. You've got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking. Right.
He'd certainly be happy.
If you carry on hammering as well as you... It's all about make... That's if you work... Got that?
How will I know it?
No.
What good?
It makes...
What good does it?
It makes...
How do I...
By the... It ring...
What's the right...
Do it. The main thing is... But...
Why should...
If you... But jump the best...
Thanks. That's...
You can sleep... And of... Any question... You can... But if you... This is just...
What can I...
Well... At the... And you can...
What now?
What do you... You're pretty good. Right. You can get...
Just like that.
You take once...
God bless.
Get out of here. Go.
Piss off.
You said it's about. Do you want just those cunts? I don't think
Were they?
no.
Have you?
There's only but I've.
What was the
Bugger. There was some hunting and some. There's a good.
All right.
Go ahead.
Gladly.
Why not? Why don't?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm sorry. Are you gonna get started then?
Jesus Christ be praised.
What's new?
He's good. I hope you could all. He could. And that's all.
Sounds. You're having problems with the
Not the winter and last.
Grace?
Not yet. I'd pay.
What?
Dope. I'd hate.
All right.
List old obvious. Now I mean, you, will
Painting a bull, eh? That sounds like fun.
right, but I don't reckon. Daft, try asking Radovan. The local, if you pour it, but watch out.
All right then.
And remember, it.
Right. Why?
It's there, Albram. He's the one that.
What
The one that's. There's a but then.
Well,
the youth year and what we manage.
Have you tried?
But. Say there's a but then.
Well. Can I spend the night here? I'll pay you well if you...
For a...
Don't shove.
How are your knees? Feeling better?
Oh, yes.
Why the hell do they pour the beer on the table?
When there's a storm coming.
That's handy, isn't it? At least you know when to
round up the cattle and gather in the hay.
Aye. When I'm old and infirm, folks will come to me for the weather forecast.
I heard about this.
Good day to you.
People call you the mouth.
I'm no mouth, bughead.
I'm sorry.
Pleased to meet you. I could tell you stories, but it's...
How can I know if it'll be...
If you don't believe me, ask it.
So they all sing your praises?
You know what? Go to hell. You can bugger right off if you're looking to... But if you want to listen...
I know quite a few... How about a...
All right, then. And that...
Do you know the...
No, I...
Unfortunate.
Is that all...
Will you really not tell me...
No, I will not. If you want... Oh, I... Farewell.
Good day.
Well, good day.
Greetings to you.
God bless you.
This property belongs to someone else.
I'd like to hear a good story.
Not so fast, young man.
To your health, my friend.
Thank you very much. So what kind of story?
I like stories that can teach me something. Stories with a moral.
Haven't you heard enough of those in church? But it's not a problem. I have just the tale for you. And it's not one you'll hear from any priest. So, once upon a time, there lived in these very lands 2 brothers. The older was called Kuba, the younger, Matthias. They were both woodcutters, like their father and his father before him. One day, at the height of summer, they were working in the woods. The air was as hot as a furnace, so Matthias went to a nearby pond to cool himself. But as he was leaning over the cold water, there was a loud splash. His axe had got loose from his belt. In haste, he began to search the muddy bed of the pond, and his hands soon touched something hard and heavy. He pulled it out and could not believe his eyes. He pulled out an axe. Yes, but not his old one. It was an axe made of pure silver.
Good God. I'd grab that without a second thought.
Maybe you would, but Matthias would never. He searched the pond again, and this time he pulled out his own axe. Nothing but dull iron and old wood.
I reckon that was the right...
Well, quite.
Listen on. Matthias was just about to... You're a righteous man, Matthias. And Matthias, not hanging around for the goblin to change his mind, took up both axes. Kuba, however, was not best pleased with his little brother's fortune. He deeply envied Matthias for his newfound wealth. So, he set out to try. He ran as fast as his legs could carry him, so he tried again. Tricked by sunlight, he grabbed something shiny, only to pull out his old iron axe again. Enraged, he hurled his axe back into the water and yelled, but the water goblin heard him. So, when Kuba reached down into the water for a third time, the water goblin...
Oh, that's so cruel. I feel sorry for Kuba.
Aye. And so he went to the water goblin and begged for his brother's body. But the path back from the pond, he stopped to rest, but it wasn't. So he started bashing the silver axe again. With the last of his strength, Matthias climbed to the top of the hill. There, he buried both his brother and his final act was to stick the oak branch in the ground by the grave. The locals have had no dealings with the water goblin since then. And when you walk by the pier, where it all happened, you can still hear his chuckling.
That was a very nice...
Story? What story? It's the truth.
Why hasn't anyone gone looking?
Because it brings misfortune. Look for yourself if you... Rock Tower Pond isn't far from here, but leave me out. It was good to see you, my friend.
Innkeeper, a beer!
Watch where you're going.
God grant you health. What's the hold up, innkeeper?
Watch where you're going.
I'm telling you, he fucked me over. Again, he's supposed to be a bloody sawbones, for fuck's sake. He's nothing but a bloody fraud.
Don't shove. Watch where you're going.
Greetings.
Good day.
Same to you.
God bless. God be with you.
What the fuck is this supposed to mean?
Hey, lad! What do you want? Come here.
What do you want?
Just to wish you a good day. Now you're going to get it! Wanker!
There's something lying over there. I hope it's not Mutt. a nice bit of venison, and something took a good bite of it. Could Mutt have been here? Dead, and robbed of everything, just like Capon left him. And there's no trace of Mutt. Mutt's nowhere around. Someone must have taken him in. It's not far to the herb woman's place. Maybe I should ask her whether she's seen him.